Hi there! I'm back again to discuss City of Ashes, Book 2 in the Mortal Instruments series by Cassandra Clare. I do realize I just posted my review of City of Bones, but it's still my Christmas break and I still have 4 days until I have to go back to school, and I'm taking full advantage of my time off and I'm just sleeping and reading and relaxing, and I love it. And so it's not my fault that this was fantastic and I read it really fast. So I just thought I might as well go ahead and post my review since I finished it. If you haven't seen my book review on The City of Bones, you can click up there and watch that before this video. You have read book 1, but you haven't read this book. This book is fantastic. I think I might have even liked it a little bit better than book 1, actually. It kept my attention the whole time. I mean, I read it in less than a day, so that shows. In book 1, we know that Valentine is trying to get the mortal instruments, and this is basically, in this book, he's just trying to get the second, and you find out about the sword and what it can do and how he has to get it and what he has to do. Yes, it involves killing people. What he must do to kind of make it, you know, reach its full power, to create a war. It was just fantastic. I feel like there were some characters that grew on me more in this book that I thought before were just kind of maybe okay. There were, of course, tons of fight scenes and everything I liked in the last book, just a little bit more. So if you have not read it, definitely go read it. I definitely recommend this book. And the rest of us are going to discuss for the book discussion. I'm so excited to talk about this book. Just finished it this morning. I read up until I couldn't read anymore. I mean, it was like 2 a.m. or so, and I'm laying there and I'm like reading these pages and I'm not even like almost comprehending anymore because I was just getting so tired. So I had to stop, even though I was so close to the ending. I just had to stop. Woke up this morning and I finished it. I thought it was super scary in the beginning of the book with the Silent brothers. I mean, they kind of were already scary before, I think, and he's in the cell, and that was just terrifying. His previously sewn shut mouth gaped open in a soundless scream, the gory threads of torn stitches dangling from his shredded lips. Blood black in the torchlight spattered his light robes. The whole scene was just scary. So I don't know about you guys, but I actually enjoyed the whole scene, like the whole chapter with the fairies. I thought that was so cool. Maybe just because I've never really read a book where there was fairies in it, and so I was just kind of intrigued, and it was really interesting to me. It was creepy. Like whenever Clary is looking at the dance floor and she has this like urge to go dance with them, and Jace is holding her back basically. After he made the ruin on her, she starts to see them kind of for what they really are, like with the girl with the twigs for fingers and like the guy who had horns and he had like his rib cage was just like an empty, you could see his bones. I think the creepiest part was how they had completely black eyes. I'm not really sure what to think of the queen. The whole part with the kiss, I feel bad for like Simon, who couldn't believe that he had to watch his sort of like girlfriend kiss Jace, and then Jace and Clary were probably enjoying it a little bit more than they should. So after that scene happened and Simon left, that whole next like couple chapters was so crazy. I was reading so quickly, just like could not believe what was happening. He was turning into a vampire. That was so unexpected. I did not see that coming whatsoever. That was super emotional for me. I said in the first book, I just kind of thought of Simon as just okay, but he was slowly starting to grow on me. And then after this happened, I like Simon a whole lot more. And I'm wondering if it's just because I sympathize with him and like, just I couldn't believe what had happened to him, I guess, and sort of the things that he had lost and how he really wasn't even human anymore and how his life was going to be forever totally altered. And I mean, when they had to bury him, like, oh my gosh, that was just wow. Let me know if you guys also thought that was a shocker or if you saw that coming. I don't know. I sure did not. That's for sure. Maya, I like her character. She had definitely a pretty rough past, and her and Simon were kind of chatting and seemed like they could become friends and stuff until she realized he was a vampire and about ripped his head off. Whoa, Maya, calm down. And then you had Luke and Maya's attack. And then Magnus came and saved the day. She had that dream where she just woke up with that like protection ruin, and she goes out there with Jace and like almost just, they just run from her because they see the ruin. That was pretty sweet. If I was a shadow hunter, I'd just want one of those ruins. I'd just walk around waving my arm at everybody. Just Wouldn't even need a sword. It was cool that she was starting to learn that she could do all these extra ruins, like with the fearless ruin with Alec. I actually thought that scene was kind of funny when he's just like, Mom and Dad, I have something to tell you. The Inquisitor and Jace, she seems like she definitely has some beef with him. She does not like him whatsoever. Locks him up. That part, I knew that wasn't gonna work. Like, what the heck is she thinking? To barter with Valentine? Valentine doesn't care about anyone. He just is his goal in his mind, and he's gonna go for it. He doesn't care about his son. Like, why would she think that? The part with him and Alec and him jumping like 30 feet in the air was crazy. Whoa. Jace is like freaking dang. I was super upset whenever Maya and Simon got taken or kidnapped or whatever you want to call it, because out of all the people that Valentine could have taken for their blood, you had to pick those frickin' two. Of course, Valentine, you jerk. Whenever Valentine had kidnapped Simon and Maya, I was absolutely shocked when he cut Simon's throat. I reread that part, that page. And there's this huge fight going on, and Jace is killing like everybody. Luckily, the Shadow Hunters come in and help because they were clearly outnumbered. The Inquisitor and Jace had some odd moments. That was very confusing to me. I did not like her the entire book, and then the end happens and you're confused and all of a sudden apologizing to him because now she knows that he hasn't been lying, basically, that Valentine is a bad dad. Big surprise. It was whenever she was like, when did you get that? And she was pointing to his shoulder, and then he of course makes a joke because he's Jace talking about the shirt. And it was a winter sale at Macy's. And then she's like, the scar here on your shoulder. He's like, oh, that. I'm not sure. Something that happened when I was very young, my father said. An accident of some kind. Why? And then she said, it can't be. You can't be. She basically saves his life and she dies. My mind is like going in overdrive trying to think of what she's talking about. We already know about her dead son Stephen. We already learned about the history with Valentine and Stephen and how she blames Valentine for the death of her son. It's unfair. I'm sure that will be brought up later. I did think it was a little silly whenever Clary and Valentine are talking. They bring up Luke somehow, and he said something about Luke being in love with her mother, and Clary's like, oh, he's just my mom's friend. Really, Clary? Is your skull that thick? You really think it's obvious to everyone but her that Luke is clearly in love with her mother. So Clary did that ruin that destroyed the whole ship, which was incredible. Way to go, Clary. Of course, Valentine escaped with the sword. After all that happens and you're like, when you can breathe, they made it out. I mean, yeah, Valentine escaped with the sword, but Maya's still alive, Simon's still alive. And then the sun starts to rise and you want to smack yourself in the head. You want to smack these characters because why did they forget that? And I was so irritated, and then nothing happened. It was awesome. And so Simon's okay. That was cool. And then I don't know why. I'm wondering if it has something to do with the fact that Jace gave him his blood. I don't know. I have no idea. But I'm sure that's another mystery that I will figure out in the next book. It was a little weird whenever Clary, she's like recovered because she used so much of her energy to do that huge destroying ruin that destroyed Valentine's ship. Whenever she sees Simon again, and he pretty much dumps her. I did not see that coming whatsoever. I mean, the way he did it was good, I guess. He basically was saying that, you know, he's tired of trying to make her feel things she's not feeling, and, you know, he's always going to be there for her, he's always going to be her friend, and if she does fall in love with him some way, to call him, basically, but he's going to try and move on, I think, and he was even talking about Maya, which, that'd be interesting if a vampire and a werewolf started a date. Who knows? Dumb Jace. Wow. They go out and they eat. She goes to the institute and she sees Jace and they go out to eat. She's trying to talk. This happens in movies and books. One person goes to the other person, I need to tell you something, and then the other person goes, well, no, let me go first. And then they always ruin it. First person should always just say it first. Just get it off their chest first. Let it out. This time, it was ruined by Jace saying, Clary, you're right. We should just think of each other as brother and sister. I'll just be your brother from now on. I'll be good, I promise. That's what you wanted, right? Now that her heart has been crushed. Oh, yeah, that's what I wanted. Yeah. Boys. And we end the book with you find that woman who knows Clary's mom. Clary's mother actually did that to herself, and so that way Valentine could not get the information out of her, which was very creative, very good thinking, Clary's mother. That was really exciting, and so now she says that she knows how to reverse it. She knows how to wake her mother up, which is super exciting. I will learn more when I start this book, which I'm about to start, like right now. So this book, summed up, was fantastic. Like I said before, I think it was even better than the first book. It didn't make me near as frustrated, which is always good. I love that there's still some mystery though that I haven't figured out yet. Comment below, please discuss with me your thoughts on this book, City of Ashes. Let me know what you thought when Simon became a vampire. I'm gonna go read City of Glass now. So you all have a fantastic day, and I will see you next time. Bye!